Hello, hello! Welcome back to Craftoween. This journal is getting chunkier by the day. This video will be comprising days 23 through 25. Let's go ahead and go to the advent calendar and get our prompts for day 23. Candles going, and we have our prompts. Our purple Halloween word is festival, like an autumn festival. Orange junk journaling word collage, okay. And green tool or supply, die cuts. Let's start with the die cut book, and this one has my Halloween ones in there, so we're gonna take a look and see what we have available to us. We have birds, we have gate. Do we need like a gate to enter the festival? That might be kind of fun to play with. Okay. We've got a moon and some bats. Spiderweb, cemetery. I don't think that we need a cemetery at our festival unless the festival's near a cemetery. I don't think it would be respectful to have one in a cemetery. What do we have here? This is witches and potions and stuff. Okay, we might need a witch. This one we have some fun words. Boo, fright, and wicked. Spider. Another bird. A couple. We have some more witches, cats, and bats here. We have a coffin. Some words. Oh, it might be fun to do like a sentiment with the letters here. And we have some potion bottles, and then the rest is moving on to generic die cuts. Did we already have die cuts in it? I think we had die cuts as an orange junk journaling word, and now we have it as a green supply word. So there's overlap. It's okay. I am really drawn to the idea of having those gates as you enter the festival. So let's pop this one out of the binder. We might come back and grab some more die cuts depending on what we decide we need. And what I'm envisioning in my mind is maybe like 2-page spread, open, a gate on each side, and then maybe something about welcome to the festival or something like that. I went through my signatures and did a little counting on how many pages I'd worked in, and I have a couple signatures that definitely need more attention than others. For example, the very last signature, number 5, has only had 2 things made in this series. So can we find a couple of pages that would be good for a festival? I'm kind of thinking about one of these spreads here because we've got like this hanging garlic. I'm assuming it's garlic for vampires anyway. And this could maybe be a sign for something or something like this. Although with a 2-page spread of a festival, it might be nice to like cover something, like maybe just do a plain piece of coffee dyed paper here and cover this up so we have the same background for both sides of the festival. That makes more sense to me, I think. So I have some coffee dyed paper. I'm going to go grab a piece and cut it to the right size, and we'll go from there. I went ahead and covered the page with coffee dyed paper off camera, and you can see we've just run the gates through some black cardstock. So now comes the fiddly part of getting all of the little holes punched out that are supposed to be there. Oh, goodness. Okay, so far all we have are gates opening into the festival. How the heck am I gonna make a festival? I'm supposed to do some collaging. I need like festival things though. All right, I was going through my collection of Halloween digitals and I found this piece that has all these cute, darling little pieces that look perfect for a fall festival. We have like a spooky drink and a ghost and a pumpkin and a broom and like some little houses and a jack-o'-lantern full of candy and all kinds of things. And then I thought, okay, but how to make the structure of the festival? I could not get my brain wrapped around it. I couldn't find anything in my printables collection or in my Halloween box. I was starting to get really frustrated, and then I went to Canva and had Canva AI make me a little spooky town thing with some Halloween colors. So usually I would say I'd rather do something that a human made, but I'm in a situation where I don't know what else to do. So this is what we have. I'm going to trim around this, and then my idea is to cut this picture in half, and that will sit kind of in the middle of our page. All right, we need to figure out how we're going to incorporate the gates and the collaging. So I think the gates will do nicely here. Maybe collaging can take care of this empty space here. And then I definitely want to use some of those little cute things to like place them in and around this town and make the festival more like bright and cheery. These items are probably too large in scale to most of what's going on here, but I think if we play it strategically, we can make something really cute. However, my brain's telling me do your collaging first on the sides before you know how much to do in the middle. I have some kind of grungy offcut pieces from things that we have fussy cut. I like the idea of putting some of these in the collage, but actually this might be too overwhelming. Some of this, like, that's a little bit more simple would be okay. So maybe some of these pieces I could work with. So I think what I'll do for a minute is just kind of play with things, do some collaging, kind of free style, and we'll see what we can make happen here. All right, so we've got a collage of various scraps. Some come from Craftoween this year, others are just from whatever was in my scrap bowl. And I went back to the die cut machine and cut out these tiny little bats that came with the gate set. And I think we're gonna put them in a couple of places up here and also glue down the gates. All right, I think we're ready to pick out a few items from this sheet here to put into our scene. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to do this without narrating the whole way, because if I try to explain what I'm doing, then I'm gonna lose track of what I actually want to do. I don't know if that makes any sense, but we'll play some music for you while I work, and hopefully I come up with something halfway decent. Here we go. Okay, hold everything. Can I get this up without ruining the print underneath? No, I cannot. Okay, so that's gonna have to stay there. I just am looking at it going, ugh, I hate this. Okay, how can we make it better? Because I was thinking somebody had some balloons and they started to fly away. This little pumpkin down here is just kind of helping to guard the gate. And let's maybe do like a ghosty floating up here above the town. I realize that this is just an empty town and like there's one guest at the festival right now, but I don't know what else to do. All right, so we've added the pumpkin down here, we've added this lady here, broom by the gate, balloons floating away, and a ghost up here. I have to admit, this was a whole lot cuter in my head, but we can't undo it. I mean, if I could, I would take all of these little cutouts off and just leave it as it is. But to make the best of a situation that I am not in love with, let's say that this is our festival organizer. These didn't belong to a little kid like I first said. They were her balloons and she was going to tie them to the gate. And the wind came and swooped them out of her hands. But otherwise, she's ready to go and excited for the guests to come to the festival and partake of all the fun things that she has in store for them. I think that's all I can do. We have a festival, we have die cuts, and we have collaging. So that'll be it for day 23. Please don't yell at me for making something that didn't come out super great. I wanted it to be really cool and it's just not. So I'm just gonna see if I can tone down this orange here. Hopefully I'll do better in the next one. So come back for day 24 and we'll see you in just a little bit. Welcome back. It's day 24. Let's get our candle out and get that going. I love the sound of the wood wick candles. They're so like atmospheric. Can you hear it? Let's go to the advent calendar and get our prompts. Alrighty. Purple Halloween word. Grim Reaper. Ooh. Okay. Orange junk journaling word. YouTube inspo. So I have to find some inspiration on YouTube. That should not be a problem. And then tool or supply, sandpaper. I've got some sandpaper here, just some sheets of it, and the rest I will have to do a little bit of looking around for. So I'm gonna go consult some YouTube videos and look for a Grim Reaper, and I'll be back soon. All right, we have this cute Grim Reaper from the kit, or one of the kits that I've been using, and I have an idea for my YouTube inspiration. Natasha from Treasure Books did a video a while ago, and I will link her video down below, where she made a journal that's kind of like layers stacked on top of each other. They get smaller and smaller, but they also flip out and open to create extra writing space. So I am going to attempt to demonstrate what I mean by making one. So what I want to do is fold this paper into fourths. Okay. And then if I had another paper that was just slightly smaller, like this one, if I just cut it a little bit, then I will fold that both ways and so on. So let me trim this a little bit and I'll show you what I mean. Now I don't think there's enough contrast here, so I'm actually gonna open this up and put the other side out. I will just keep repeating the process. I've got 3 more papers that I could use, and we'll just play with these and see what we end up with. So then the idea is this opens like this, but it's still attached here. So then this will swing open and open and so on. So we simply have to glue these together. Now you can get as fancy and tricky as you want to with these. You can start with way bigger paper if you have like really large sheets. Maybe oversized like vintage magazine pages or some chart paper or ledger paper. I made one of these and decorated it with like a tropical theme for my sister when she went on a cruise, and just sent it with her and said, okay, each day open it up and write down like your best memory from the cruise. And I don't know if she ever did, but she really liked it, the thing that I made. Okay, now that it's glued, we can demonstrate better. Let's see, open, open, and then open, open. And see all of these? We could spend a lot of time making like small squares to go in each one of these for writing space and you know, decorating each one with stickers and things. You can do it as elaborately or as simply as you want. Now we need to add our Grim Reaper. Wherever we put him, we're gonna have to cut down the picture in some way. So we could do front cover, or we could have him be like a surprise when you open up the last page. Be like, ta-da, here I am. I think what might be a good place to start is just a fussy cut around this upper portion. I like the idea of putting him somewhere toward the back, or inside of the journal, I should say. Maybe not necessarily the back, but however you want to look at it. We like him on the stars here or on this. There's something about him with the stars that I really, really like. And there's no rule that says he has to be all the way to the very inside. I think he should go right here. Oh, I love him. Now, we need to decide how to use a sandpaper. And I feel like we still need some kind of focal point on the front of our little flippy book. So let's start by taking the sandpaper. I'm just going to tear off a small piece because of what I have in mind. Here, I'm kind of pinching it to make a flat surface, and I'm going to rub it on all over this front page and see if I can distress it at all. Well, that's not going so well. Maybe we can use the sandpaper to do something on the focal point. I also have the sandpaper disc thing. We can try this. Ooh. We've got a few little scratches and things. I'm looking at stuff that's sitting near me. I have this trick-or-treater ghost and this pirate. They seem kind of big though. I also have this guy, and I printed him a while ago because I really want to use him somewhere. And what if this is what the Grim Reaper looks like when he's in human form and he's like maybe seducing someone or something to lure them to his place. Does the Grim Reaper have a place? I don't know. Maybe he can go on the front of our little flippy book. Let's go like this. Let's cut around his cloak. Might be too big right now, but we're gonna see if we can salvage some of this awesome hair. Okay, so he'll definitely need to be made smaller. If we cut off that little stray curly Q, that'll give us some more room here. He'll still need to be trimmed down, which is fine. Let's do some stenciling on here. Do we want to do orange or do we want to do black? I think orange. And then we're going to take some black soot and go around. I feel like we haven't done enough with the sandpaper, so let's see what we can do to kind of rough him up a little bit. Maybe we'll make a purposeful wrinkle and sand over that, and maybe another one right here. And then what we can do is come in with some vintage photo and go over those spots. Just the spots that we got with the sandpaper. Okay. He is at least distressed somewhat, and we used the sandpaper even though it's not super fantastic. I think he still looks really cool. Okay, so I added some black stenciling here on top of the orange because I just didn't like the stencil I used there. But we're going to glue him down now. Our Grim Reaper guy, when he's not holding his sickle. Is that what it's called? A sickle? A scythe? A something? Okay. This one says, "My heart still drew me there." Maybe we're now imagining ourselves in a YA paranormal romance where the heroine is extremely attracted to the paranormal anti-hero guy, even though she knows he's dangerous. I don't know, what do you think? I kind of think he looks cool. And this, yes, so cute. Okay. I have 5, 6 different colors of Distress Oxide on my desk. Holy cow. I thought this might be a good spot for this because it plays well with the colors here without overwhelming the eye, because we have this plain coffee dyed paper background here. So we're just going to glue this down and that'll be all. Usually if I was going to make one of these little flippy things that we made today, I wouldn't glue it into a journal. It would be its own separate thing. But because this is Craftoween and I want all the stuff to stay together, we're gluing it down. I could have just made a pocket for it, but again, I like this plain space here. All right, so that's it for day 24. Stay with us for day 25. Welcome back to day 25. I've already lit our candle, wanted to get that smell going, and we are ready to go get the prompts. Starting with our purple Halloween word, we have pumpkin. Orange junk journaling word, tag. And green supply or tool, stash search 1+ item. Okay, I think we can handle this one. All right, we're getting this book back out again, which has been in my stash for quite a while. Something else that I've also had are these cards. I found them at a thrift store. Somebody's like cards that they had made, and I just picked out a few from this giant stack that I have. So I thought we could use one to be the base for the tag, and maybe one can become a pocket. We'll see. I went ahead and pulled this paper out of the book. This has some lovely backgrounds. So let's pick one to add into our journal. I really am leaning towards this one. We are going to go to this page here, and we're going to prop up the back of the journal with my sewing box, because that will help it be a little bit more even. And this is going to get glued down here. Oh, I need to put ice spruce around this though. All right, it'll be easier for me to just move to a different spot and do that off camera than to move all of this stuff out of the way. Sorry. All right, that is inked up now, so we're gonna glue her on down. That shall be our page background. This book does have a page full of pumpkins, so we can use one of those on our tag. And then I've picked out a couple of cute girls that I like. There's a few different ones here. So maybe let's choose the card for the tag first. I was thinking maybe this one with the quote on it might be fun to stick out on the other side of the page, but it just doesn't work with the colors and stuff. So I'll use it for something else. This one kind of has almost a... what's the word I'm thinking of? An ice spruce colored pattern on it. I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards this one with the flower on it just because it's so cute. Let's play with that for a minute and cut tag shape. All right, the journal's just in the way. It's gonna have to go. I think we should pick out a little girl from the book that would fit on this tag and a pumpkin. All right, we're gonna try this little one, and I will do some fussy cutting on this, and then we'll pick out a pumpkin. Her little feet are gonna have to be kind of behind the flower, and then pumpkin will have to be back here as well. And her wing's gonna stick out. Do we want... This one actually would be a good size. Okay, we can have the pumpkin like this or behind her feet, which I think would be better because otherwise her feet are gonna get completely cut off. Maybe? I don't know. Or maybe she's behind the pumpkin and the flower. If we did that, though, we could actually snip that and then scoot her over a little bit so her wings wouldn't have to get cut off. So My sincere apologies. Okay, that's cute. Now, do we want to do anything behind her? Like some stenciling or stamping or something? Yes, I feel like we need to have something in the background. Let me take a look at what I've got that I could possibly use to make it look interesting. Okay, I have found something else from my stash, which is this stamp here and some copper colored embossing powder. And we're going to stamp this on with embossing fluid and do some copper on here. I almost did silver, but then I thought we're using the cool color with the ice spruce, but the rest of the palette is very warm toned, so maybe some copper would look kind of cool. I mean, kind of good. Not kind of cool. Oh, where's my brain? Okay, let's see how we look. Pumpkin, fairy girl. Ooh, yes indeed. I like it. I like it, like it, like it. Let's glue them down. I like how the geometric stuff from the stamp is a good contrast with the nature things that we see. Let's do her first because she's at the very back. So she must live in a forest where pumpkins and autumn flowers grow all at the same time. Do we need a sentiment for her? A tag topper? Both? Let's see. This book comes with some sentiments. We might as well look and see if anything sticks out to us. Grateful heart. I like that. Depends on if we're going to put a topper. If we have a topper, then the sentiment should go down here. If not, it could go up here and be kind of nice. Do I have anything that would be a good topper? I glued this down because I found something that can go on top. We have this piece of black trim with the moon and the stars. So let's go like this, because this glue dries clear. Let's just do this and see if we can get a good hold. Clamping time. Ooh. We'll give that some time to dry and then I will come back to you. The glue has now dried. So there is our tag. We just need to put it into the journal. We might need to make a little tuck spot or a pocket for it. Yeah, I think a little corner tuck spot down here at the bottom would be perfect. Doesn't need to be anything super fancy dancy. Would be nice to have something cardstock so it was sturdy. Or maybe this piece, since it's got the coordinating colors. I like that idea. So I'm going to cut a triangle and we'll go with that. These edges have a black line, so I'm going to take my StazOn ink and just go down the cut line. And there we go, it matches. I love StazOn ink because it smells so good. I love it. It smells like marzipan, which I do not like the taste of. I actually hate the taste of marzipan, but the smell is awesome. Okay. Corner tuck spot. And tag goes there. Cute. All right, that is the end of day 25 and this video. Our next video will be days 26, 27, 28, and 29. We are getting close to the end. Holy cow. So I hope you're enjoying. Be sure to leave me a like or comment or do the new hype thing. If you're not sure what to comment but want to let me know you're here, leave a Halloween related emoji, maybe a pumpkin in honor of our tag today. And we'll see you soon. Happy reading, crafting, or journaling. Adios.